The Rider University Pep Band has made appearances at so many different events, from basketball games to soccer games, or non-sporting events like the Celebration of Lights, Relay for Life, and random gigs around Rider. Faculty advisors for the Pep Band. He teaches in the Fine Arts Department for a lot of music history classes. He also conducts the Princeton Brass Band.
The Pep Band's been one of the great inspirational student activities during my time here at Rider. And I remember you and Antonio in the early days, right? Caden and a few other guys coming after what was then the brass band class to rehearse in 51. And I remember those early days being a little bit ad hoc, and everybody was sort of putting it together and finding the will, I think, to make it happen. And over the last few years, I've just seen it go from amazing strength to strength. I mean, I think the number now is about 40, right? From the rehearsal a couple of weeks ago. And Julia's doing such a great job with it, and it's great to see the original founders, as it were, the founding fathers and sisters of the group still very much involved, and to see all of that effort. And I know there's been a lot of push in terms of organisational structure, reaching out to faculty, reaching out to sports, to try to secure rehearsal venues and money for music and for travel and for transportation. And I've been just super proud of all of the members of the band. I mean, I've not been involved directly in the music making process, but I've been just really thrilled to be able to participate in meetings and basically just being able to support in whatever way I can, you know. And I've also been thrilled with the videos I've seen on YouTube too, you know.
This is Antonio Lombardi. He's been with the band since the beginning and now stands as the current president.
So at the beginnings, it was only a few of us. There was probably about 7 or 8 of us, including myself, our first president of this rebranding, Chris, Alex, Lena, Corey, and a couple of others. And we just kind of like practice wherever we can find space, whatever we can find our time. It was very sporadic. We practiced our very first like official practice was in the chapel, and like we just anything we could kind of like bring with us to the table. That's kind of what we did. And then slowly over time, we were able to evolve into this more prestigious band to where we are now.
This is Alina Costa. She's a freshman who is brand new to the band.
In high school, I was in marching band for 3 years. I wish it was 4, but it was a ton of fun. That's where I had like all my friends. I love music. It's like the thing I'm most passionate about. And when I heard there was a pep band, I was like, I literally have to join, and I did. And I do not regret it a bit.
This is Julia DeCumber. Julia also stepped up. She now stands as the current conductor of the band.
Freshman year, I joined the band. I was put onto percussion, and in my high school, I did color guard, and I was the drum major, so I did not like percussion land particularly. But when second semester came around, they were looking for a new conductor, and they knew that I did that in the past, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was extremely scared, but everyone was very, very kind and patient with me, and it's been one of the most rewarding experiences that I've had here.
Julia was the first person to stay as the solid and most dedicated conductor of the band. The band in the early days had an unconventional administrative setup, with committees, instead of having a president, a vice president, a secretary. Caden Mobley is the current vice president of the Rider University Courtside Band.
Voted on the e-board sophomore year. That's when I really was like, all right. It was like unsure of what my position was because we had the committees instead of the actual like president, vice president, secretary. It was committees, so it was like directors committee, treasury committee, and secretary committee. And so when a couple people dropped from the e-board, it was like, all right, well, we kind of had this responsibility, but like we didn't because it really wasn't sure. And then from there, after like a couple people dropped from the e-board and a couple people dropped from the band, it was like really set in stone. Like, okay, I'm doing all this administrative work on the secretary side. I'm filing the music, I'm reorganizing our Google Drive, I'm doing like all this stuff. I'm contacting different people in different departments like Nick Barbati and all these different people to really make sure like the band is set to go where they need to go next year. And then I ran for vice president, and here I am now. I'm the vice president of the Rider University Pep Band, and I really help with the a lot more of contacting outside people, running practices.
The pep band started out with under 10 members. After 2 years, they're at a strong 40 members during each practice and game. You can go watch the Rider University Courtside Band. The pep band had gone through several different names, from the Rider University Bronc Band to the Courtside Band, and now they stay as the pep band in order to perform anywhere. You can watch the Rider University pep band anywhere on campus.